This is a Full Circle Podcast Show production. Crime.
Let's get it together.
Education.
Let's get it together.
Marriage.
Let's get it together.
Politics.
Let's get it together. Full circle.
Poverty.
Let's get it together.
Race.
Let's get it together. Full circle.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Full Circle Podcast Show, episode number 65. I am Darryl E. McCullough, the Sane Poet, and the songstress Carmen Miller and Erica, the Fitness Guru, are both off today. They're both tied up, but I have a special guest joining us. She is a returning guest to our studio, fitness instructor and the owner of Box House. She also has experience as a radio personality and a podcast host, Tina Miller. How are you, Tina?
Oh my gosh, Darryl, when I got your call, I was just like, okay, do I owe him money? Like, is he mad at me? Did he hear what I said about him behind his back? So I was glad when you texted, it wasn't like you were going to like put me in a real life headlock. So I've been really good, very, very busy giving birth to my new baby business that's actually about to be 3 months old tomorrow, or maybe it's the day after tomorrow.
I am so proud of you.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not jealous of most people.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
I'm jealous of people who have great relationships with their siblings and people who have libraries. You know, when you go in their basement, they got all these books. But I can't help but be jealous of a person who gets on Facebook and says, hey, everybody, you know, and they tell us stuff and they get like 1,000 views. And I'm like, then I'll say, hey, I'm getting married tomorrow. I'll get three likes. You know what I'm saying? But I did do a video and I was close to you. I was like, I feel like Tina up in here.
Come on now. I don't even pay attention to how many. You pay more attention to the views I get than I pay to them.
That's what makes me mad. You don't even care.
Even
She's like,
funnier.
Whatever. I didn't know. I didn't know. Really? People like me? Yes. They love you. They love you.
You're so funny. Well, thanks. They love you too and I love you. So
oh, well, I and not as much as other people. I'm sorry. But Tina, and I want to thank you seriously for joining us, and I want to thank you for not laughing at my soup coolers.
Oh, I didn't even realize you had an issue because I always thought you had big lips, Darryl. I didn't.
Why would you say something like that? Just because I use chapstick with the spray?
No, okay. So I will take that back and actually rephrase that. So rewind and like spit it back out. What I meant was I didn't see anything wrong with the proportions of your mouth to your face.
Well, it's better now. Yesterday it was terrible. I had an allergic reaction to some wine, and trust me, I was like mush mouth up in here from the Cosby Kids. You don't know nothing about that, see, because you're not laughing.
I do. I remember
That's true. But I said that to these guys at work, these white guys that I work with, and they was like, I remember mush mouth, and I was like, hey, hold on. I mean, I had to get HR up in there. You know what I mean?
Oh my God!
You can't be laughing at that.
Oh my God!
But my lips was I couldn't whistle or anything.
Oh snap!
I mean,
I don't.
It's
whistle,
still not good.
I whistle twice a year, and I can't even remember why. So it's kind of like when I go to Walmart twice a year.
Well, I whistle all the time.
Not anymore. Not today.
I'm just starting to get my feeling back in my lips.
I'm so happy. I am.
Yeah,
it's really bothering you, isn't it?
Like, you should have seen me. I look like a Squidward.
Oh, I like Squidward now, but not in human form. So maybe.
So hey,
a bit much.
So you are going to have to read for my girl.
So, hi everyone. Let's get ready to have another fun and exciting show from the perspective of a liberal, conservative, and independent state of mind. Today's topic that we chose to discuss is, can your relationship survive a habitual flirt? As always, we should have some interesting comments from the crew, and I'm ready for them.
Now, I don't know who turned this topic in. I mean, did my wife tell? Actually, this is Carmen's topic.
Okay, so what's she going through? One must wonder.
No, you know what?
Inbox me, Carmen.
No, this is what happens.
Oh, snap.
We all come up with different topics, and then some, the cream rises to the top. And I was like, okay, great. But Carmen will give up these type of topics, and I'm thinking she about to reveal something. Right. She don't. It'd be all me.
She just be waiting. She'd be baiting and switching.
Yeah, I'd be like, Carmen, I thought you was about to say something. Nope, it's all me.
She throw her line in.
I'm putting my whole relationship out there. You know what I mean?
I think I remember you did that with It was one topic, and it was like a confessional on your part, but nobody else. And I was like, oh, this kind of like, ooh, well, I'm not sure if we want to delete that show or
confess with me. See, they didn't do it.
So before we begin, we want to thank everyone for the shout outs, listening, and sharing our episodes with their family and friends. Also, for liking our Facebook page and subscribing us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, to our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to check out the Roundtable Podcast, and we will soon have a few other podcast shows on the Full Circle Podcast Network. Absolutely. How exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we can thank our sponsors, and then we can get right into the show.
Well, I'm excited and honored to do that. So we want to thank Toledo's own Three Kings Clothing. This is an apparel company that supplies quality clothing with a connection to pop culture and current events. Please visit them at www.kingsclothings.com or find them on Facebook at Three Kings Clothing and like their page. We have even more slots open for sponsors. So if you're interested, please contact us at fullcirclepodcastshow@gmail.com.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, so let's get right into the show. What's going on in the world?
Well, let's talk about last podcast as we always do.
Brief me.
And the last podcast was, do white people really love dogs and cats? This was a very enlightening show. And the conclusion is, hey, I knew it when we came up with this topic. Yes, it's mandatory if you're white to have a dog or a cat. But if you haven't had a chance, go back and check that show out. Now, do you think, is that wrong?
I just feel like whenever I tell somebody I don't have a cat or a dog, it usually is a white person who's surprised. Like everybody else is like, I know, honey, because I don't want to feed now. One more out to my house, blah, blah, blah. But then my white friends will be like, well, I just rescued 7 pugs. I'm like,
that's
well,
what
can
I'm
I have
saying.
one?
Really?
I just want to borrow your pug. I don't really be no pug mama. But I do want a pug in my house, like just occasionally, to put it like a bowler cap and a little T-shirt and came around a baby carrier. And his name is Pugsley. He's already named, and I don't even own him.
I want one of them little dogs that just pop up out of my suit jacket.
Oh, is that a real thing with like a heartbeat and everything, or just like a toy? Oh.
But, as black, we have to have aggressive dogs, like a Doberman,
and it has to have
a pit
engine
bull.
chain wrapped around its neck now.
A tire is dragging down the street. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to protect our rims.
Racing stripes painted on his back. Yeah, I know. Like, we have to make sure all of our 24s are guarded.
But honestly, Carmen said that I should get an Irish setter. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't know why she said that, but I guess I'm kind of one of them kind of dudes.
You kind of look like one. They say people look like their pets. I could see that. Or you look like... Well, people say I look like I should own a husky based on how my face looks. And I say, well, I don't want one of those. I want a pug. And I'm really hoping me and a pug don't resemble at all, but that's what I want. So. And
plus, I got too many antiques for a dog. If you ever come to my house, you'd be like, seriously, Darryl? And plus, I want my house smelling like lemongrass.
You have
not lemon pea.
So many artifacts and things, though, I'm noticing. So where do you get, like, I know that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show, America. But yeah, you can't have a dog. You can't have a baby. Any small humans. Anybody careless. No drunk people.
My children. When people come, I have like glass collections, and they said your children never broke not one thing. I say, hey, look, these are your toys. And these are my toys. As long as you respect mine, I respect yours. And we never had a problem. My wife broke something, but my children never broke anything.
Okay, so she broke something, and then what happened? You ate dinner the next day that she cooked, and y'all were even, right?
No. Oh. I came downstairs, and I have this china set that we got when we were married. And I came down and I looked at one of the teacups, and the ear was off. And I was like, they're very expensive. And I was like, how did this happen? She was like, I broke it when I was mad at you a month ago or something like that. I was like, what? I said, listen, I'm going to tell you something about me. If you're mad at me, punch me in my face. Don't break my stuff.
Right. Fight fair, lady. Yeah, don't go behind and pour stuff in my shoe.
So so that we've never had a problem since.
Okay, well, I'm glad it was the mug that she took her frustrations out on. But I'm still wondering, what was she so mad about?
It's a teacup. It's not a mug.
I'm sorry. It's a tea.
I'm sorry.
I can tell I need to just back all the way up on this one. So I'm gonna do that right now.
But speaking of backing up,
yes, the thing on
the political section,
yes.
You got anything in politics? Because, I think everything is fine. I mean, I see the gross domestic product has gone up.
Listen,
I'm happy.
I just feel like any other job, and just generalization, but it's true. Any other job, if they think you weren't doing it well, they wouldn't ask you so many times. They'd already had a box packed for you. So I just feel like, and I know you love the current president or whatever, and we may not even be speaking about him.
I'm not saying I love
referring
him.
To him. However, if I was working at, I don't know, a factory, and all I did was put nails in boxes, if I failed to put one of the nails in the right box, it could mean curtains for me, a wrap. But I'm just figuring out now that if you're the president of the United States, you can put your nails in any box, metaphorically speaking, and you can still be the president. Pause for intellectual absorption.
And
then you can say you didn't do it and just pretend that it didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
We had this discussion at lunch today, and my concern with Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, is that I don't think that he listens to his core group. If we had a group and I was the president, I'm going to say,
I knew you would say that.
This is what I'm getting ready to say. Is this cool? Do you all agree with me?
Do you co-sign on
Right.
this?
And if not, we're going to fix it. I'm just not going to just go on out here and just start going off the script. Even though we go off of an outline for the show, you've seen it.
We're doing it now.
Yeah, and we may go off a little bit, but you know the structure. You know where we're going.
There's a plan laid out.
Right.
There's a destination.
I don't know if he has a plan.
I think he just plans to be charismatic and get his point across, and he likes to have much emotion when he does so. So I think regardless of what he's planning to say, even if it's been co-signed or not, he's going to go out there and be slightly less polished no matter what, because he's used to just saying whatever he's always felt, because he's always been the spearhead of his own companies, and people pretty much did just listen. So it's not even his fault, really. I think it's the people who were around him up till now who just allowed him to behave that way, and he's so conditioned to do it. He's now the president, which is the ultimate job, ultimate boss. That's boss of the world. So it's kind of like he doesn't expect anybody to really mean it when they say, hey, don't do this, stick to this. And he's like, well, I've never been told to do that before, and I wouldn't have this job if I wasn't smarter than you. So I'm going to do what I feel like doing. And he might mean well. Like, he might walk out the door saying he's going to be on task. And then them cameras come on. It's a whole nother.
But see, actually, that's a good point.
A whole nother.
because I do not want to be around a bunch of yes people.
Correct.
I think yes people, they don't help you evolve.
Unless if you're a narcissist, you aren't looking for any other type, and you don't even realize they're yes people. You actually think they agree with you. Like, you have no inkling they don't. They wouldn't dare show that. They already know that they kind of need you. And you know that you already feel like you're right about everything, and these people need to work. And you kind of it's an agreement, unspoken. So people just keep fueling the fire.
Yeah. Wow. So, as I was out today at lunch with my boss and coworkers, we were talking about politics and things like that. And I said, okay, PPG has a rule that if you are a manager, you cannot be Facebook friends with your subordinates, basically. So I'm like, okay, if that's true, and it is true, if I'm the president, I would think I wouldn't be able to be on Twitter and Facebook and all those type of things. He shouldn't be. I would stop that right away. Don't do it. Now, Barack Obama, I will say this, and I can't say a lot of positive things about him, but I will say this. He laid the foundation of showing people how to use the internet to the best of their ability. Mm-hmm. He perfected that.
Okay.
Just because he did it doesn't mean everybody else can.
Correct. Yes. In context, yes.
I think Trump is destroying it. Mm-hmm. I see that he got into it with what's the guy that played for he played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, now he's in the Lakers. I really don't like him that much. What's his name?
LeBron James.
Yes, LeBron James.
Say his name. You act like his candy man. You can say the man's name.
Okay, well, that guy. I see he opened a school, and that's great.
That is true.
But he said something that bothered me.
Oh, snap.
Some kind of way Donald Trump and him are getting into it.
Yes, and his wife now. I love it.
And he said, what's the guy on CNN? I don't watch CNN. I only watch Fox News. Black guy, kind of effeminate.
Don Lemon.
Yep.
Wow, you had to. That's not America. That is not why I guessed Don, not the effeminate part. I was swallowing.
Yep. Okay.
And it didn't come out till it was the timing thing there.
So, so he said, basically, would you meet with Donald Trump or something? He said, I wouldn't sit across from him. Something to that degree.
Correct.
To me, I think that's disrespectful. He is the president of the United States. Mm-hmm. And pretty much if someone says, Darryl, I would like to sit and talk with you, there's no one that I would not at least give an opportunity for us to sit and talk.
I agree with that.
You know, for him to make that comment, I think you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I hope that they work it out. You know, again, I'm for LeBron opening up a school, I'm proud of him for doing that. I will say that I'm from Cleveland, mm-hmm. and I saw a lot of the improvements that came about in Cleveland because of having an attraction like LeBron James. Now that he's gone, I can just see the potholes forming again.
Okay.
You know, so yes, I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, but I do respect LeBron James, and and I'm appreciative of him and what he's done, and I hope that he encourages other basketball players and football players to help the youth and things like that for our business, because we still don't have salad dressing.
Oh,
we don't. Black people don't have salad dressing.
What do you mean? I totally love poppy seed. I mean,
that's not black. There's no African American salad dressing.
No one has one.
No. Somebody told me it was hot sauce.
Are you sure it's not a glory greens flavored?
No. Every nationality has a salad dressing except black.
So French, Russian, but you really do know that they're not actually for the nationalities. It's not technically for. Like
I want some African American ice cream.
Okay.
I want some African American salad dressing.
Okay.
Get your girl. What's that? You know her because everybody in Toledo knows one another. Sonia?
Mm-hmm, of course. Absolutely. The phenom.
No, never mind. I'm going to get it myself.
Phenom.
I'm not going to share it.
Sonia. Sonia's Organics.
Yep. But it's okay. Don't say
sweet
that.
Woman. I went to school with her. I went to junior high with her, and we've been talking. And
what was that, 3 years ago?
Yeah, no. 3 times 12.
Wow.
Years ago. I'm that old, y'all. Do the math.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So let's get into the entertainment side.
All right. We should.
You want to start that out for me?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We'd also like to thank the Marmita Records label, produced and owned.
Marmite.
Is it Marmite?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so hey, America, guess what? I'm reading some notes. I'm admitting this, and I read it the way it was written. The Marmite Records label, produced and owned by Eric Stills of the Stone Soup Recording Studio, Maumee, Ohio, where we currently are. So, any of you singers, musicians, or podcasters looking to record in a world-class studio, please visit www.stonesouprec.com or check them out on Facebook at the Stone Soup Recording Studios like page.
Now, do you go to the movies? Do you have time to go to the movies?
I just saw a movie. I saw 2 on accident because the one we went to see wasn't there. But yes is the answer to the question.
Do you mind telling me what you saw?
Wanted to see Deadpool 2. Thought it was playing.
I saw that at a drive-in not too long ago.
Ended up in Mission Impossible 2 because that's what was there. Found out, couldn't stand that, and decided to go into Ant-Man and the Wasp.
What?
But that was only after 40 minutes.
You left Mission Impossible?
Yes, because I had my... Okay, you know how like you have your mind set for Sprite or water, but then you drink it and it's like flat Sprite or something? That kind of thing. So I couldn't follow, like my mind was all ready for Deadpool. And you know that takes a special kind of mind. You got to go way down into your deepest self.
Okay.
And kind of pull out all the rawness. You know, I'm already raw, but I needed that vulgar raw. So I was ready for Deadpool. I was like ready to receive it. And then it's not there. So I get Tom Cruise staring at a screen, listening to some recording, telling him how to get the gold out of the basement of the Chinese Italian.
I heard that movie was amazing.
I'm gonna have to stick that one in. I'm gonna have to watch that one when I'm in and out of sleep.
So wait a minute. You walked out of Mission Impossible.
I did because I wanted to laugh. So I walked into Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then I almost cried because that wasn't even funny.
I'm not a big fan of Ant-Man
and Marvel in general,
but
or Ant-Man.
The first one that I saw, I was like, okay, this isn't bad, and the humor that was in it, and all that kind of stuff.
So they baited and switched me.
And then the whole when he goes down to ant size, and it's like the trains. I mean, it's really visually cool.
Yeah.
So you saw it.
I saw some of it.
Did you? What? Now look, you just bouncing out. I mean, did you repay? Tina, did you repay for these things?
No, I got 2 movies for 1 ticket, and I watched neither of them. But if you add up all the time we spent in the theater, it was a movie's worth of time. So technically, I spent 1 movie's worth of time in the studio.
I have never, ever
in a theater
in my life walked out of a movie.
I wanted to love them both, and I couldn't.
You know what? It was one. It was some Ted and Bill's Adventure. It was some movie.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
It was something, but it's very rare.
Is it Bill and Ted? Somebody call in. Tell me that. Text me. Inbox me.
It's very rare that I do that. I'm just too cheap. And I have to get there before the trailers. If I'm late, I mean, I'm like disgusted.
So we get there for Mission Impossible, right? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if we were wrong about the movie time, now it's going to be late. Walk in, we're the only two in the theater. And they had us in the XD theater, which is a horrible mess. Like that XD theater already needs to be remodeled.
Now, what you talking about? The
the
special
big
one?
3D, yes, the one with the like amusement park entrance. You know this.
A friend took me to the movies, and they said, "Oh, I got the special, what you're talking about."
Yeah.
And it was
you pay all that money.
What's that old nasty movie everybody was seeing? 30 Shades. And I was like, why would you spend this kind of money for that kind of movie? It's not like Star Wars or nothing.
50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
Because it's, highly sexual. It's sexually deviant. It's about relationships. People like that stuff.
I want to see that
tied up
in super HD. That's not really necessary.
And then, I'm not really sure because I don't think there was anything we need to magnify in it. Was there something we need to magnify in 50 Shades Darker?
Yeah, I was like...
we magnifying stuff now? Are 3D in it? Like, I don't know.
Wow, but I was like, I thought that was... And then so I can hear the raindrops. I mean, it was nothing... That's not the type of movie that I would see.
Right.
You
don't need amplification or anything.
But I do enjoy, kind of, the new seating that they have.
But no, the seat next to me. Oh, the funniest thing was we had to reserve the seats.
Right.
And then, but there were only like 8 people a thing. So this is really funny. 200, 700 seats. I don't know. We reserve ours right in the middle, not knowing that we're not in a full theater. Okay. So we get in there like, okay. Somehow we reserved the seats next to a seat that was broken with like a skull and crossbones taped over it. And then as people started coming in, the 5 seats that were ended up being taken up were right by us. Like out of 700 seats in the whole theater, the 5 people there to see the movie were right behind everybody, like right in a clump.
Wow.
And I was like, now I can't even crush candy during Mission Impossible.
Now, see, I belong to this club and I can see movies on Tuesdays at a discount. But I guess you guys do that in Toledo. There's some special thing, right?
Yes, you're not special. You're special, but not to the movie.
These are leather seats, though.
They're leatherette.
Oh, okay. They're pleather. They're leather-ish.
No, these were also not leather, but they were giving you the impression that you were, sitting in a much nicer seat.
Now, where I went, I saw a movie called Sorry to Bother You, and I was going to discuss this with Carmen and Erica this week because they haven't seen it.
Okay.
Sorry to Bother You. Have you seen that?
No, I've not.
Are you familiar with it?
No, I'm not.
Have you seen Get Out?
I didn't, but I heard of it, about it. I know, I'm sorry.
Are you watching Atlanta?
I need to because I love Donald Glover.
Okay, I'm serious. The second season of Atlanta is, it's, as they used to say back in the day, it's off the hook.
Is it fire, Darryl? Is it sick?
It is.
Okay, it needs to be one of those. It needs to be either fire or sick.
Okay, that's what people are saying now.
Yeah, and don't raise the roof when you say it. Just
okay. You got to tell me, Tina, because I'm going to mess it up.
No roof raising.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you get a chance, check that out. It's
Sorry
different now. It's different.
Is it like subtitles and...
No, the guy from Atlanta is in there. Danny Glover is in there.
Ooh, he's still alive?
Yes.
Danny Glover's still alive?
Yes. And it comes off as a comedy. This is not a funny movie to me. It made me feel very uncomfortable.
Who dies?
Well, nobody, but it deals with a lot of different things, but it deals with also a gentleman's climbing up the ladder and who he leaves behind.
Ooh.
And
who cheats on who?
Things like that. But you know what? It made me question myself.
Oh, God. So we have to hear that. And I want to help you with it, so go ahead.
I'm going to ask you a question because I asked one of the people that went to the movie with me.
Oh.
I asked them, I said, do you think I'm a sellout?
Why? Okay.
And
why would you have asked?
Because the movie, it exposes some stuff. And it really hit me in a deep spot.
So you saw yourself in it.
And I was like, huh. And so they said, you're not a sellout, but you walk a very thin sellout line.
Wow. What have you done in your life?
I mean, you've known me for a little bit.
A year almost.
I'm okay, right?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, is that a trick question? I mean, I'm hoping to give you the answers you want so I can get more details, but yes? hoping that's interesting.
I don't think that I'm a sellout. I have African art at home.
Okay, so you're balancing it out. Yeah,
No,
and you quoted KRS-One earlier too.
And I quoted KRS-One.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yes. So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. That's what it means. I studied the urban
Dictionary.
music, But that movie is interesting. I want check that out when you get a chance. I also am going to see a new movie. It's called Brain Spotting.
Okay.
Do you watch Blackish?
Yeah.
Okay. The Rainbow's brother
is in this one.
The guy that plays her brother, who I really don't like in Blackish. I'm kind of
right. No. And there he's
kind of weird.
Yeah, he may be typecast for life after that, but apparently not if he's in this new movie.
They say this movie's crazy.
Yeah, I would assume he's dynamic if he's going from that type of role to the one you're about to talk more about.
So they said the best movies of this year are Sorry to Bother You and Brain Spotting. So because of that, I want to check that out.
Okay.
Those are the next movies that I'm going to see.
Well, I feel like I want to. And did you see this at the theater? Did you see Sorry to Bother You at the theater?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm going to see, and there's one more. I think it's called 8th Grade.
Oh my gosh. Why don't I? Okay. I'm so glad I have you in my life.
Well, the thing
I
is,
would know nothing.
We both are busy.
Yeah.
But when I'm not busy, I enjoy movies.
Right.
And a certain type of movie.
Got it. So you like that intellectual, that thriller kind of, you like to be thinking and thinking along with the characters.
Oh, absolutely.
Being fooled and twisted around.
And we will have a conversation for an hour after the movie.
Oh, okay. So you're an intellect. Okay, yeah, I am the same.
So
I'm the same. I do like my dose of superheroes every 3 or 4 months, though. Got to have that.
So, but that means you saw Luke Cage the second season?
No, I did not. I started to watch the first one. I know, because things came up, Darryl. Like, I got so busy. Like, between last November and now, it was just a blur. And
I'm busy. I'm busy too, Tina. I'm just not watching movies and stuff.
I didn't think that. I just meant that there's a lot of extracurricular things I haven't been able to do because I'm a one-woman entrepreneur. I'm a team of my own. So it's kind of hard.
Well, I'll save you the trip, basically. Luke Cage season 2, I thought was better than season 1.
Okay.
I thought it focused more on plot versus sexy scenes, sex.
Oh, there's a lot of sex in the first one?
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a little too much.
I'm going to catch up.
And the camera angles, I was like, it took away. It took away, and the music. This one, I think they got it right.
Okay.
I think Luke Cage the second season is pretty awesome.
It gets to the meat of things.
Absolutely. And I also feel that for your superhero is only as good as your supervillain.
Okay.
And I think that they have an awesome supervillain in season 2. I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay. So it's more symbiotic at this point. In the second one, it makes more sense to be Luke Cage in the second.
And what's interesting is, which I would never have done, I think it's groundbreaking. Every episode they have a different director.
Oh, how awesome!
Like Lucy Liu, I believe, directed the first one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Sally Richardson.
Oh, right.
I forget her. She's got 3 names.
Oh yeah. Okay, yes.
She directed one.
So young black Sally Richardson or old white Sally Richardson? Sorry.
The young black one.
Okay, I was hoping so.
Isn't she married to somebody?
Somebody. Let's go with that.
She's married to some superstar.
We're gonna Google it. We're gonna Google it later.
Yeah, but I know who she's married to. She's married to the dude who played on Living Single, the little young dude. Little young, but yeah, she's very together.
Apparently, she's directing.
So
film.
I don't know if I would have done that, taking that risk, but it worked.
You mean having different directors for every
episode?
There's other really successful series that also do that, and right now I can't think of them. But I was always intrigued to know who is directing the next one. And I think, what's the one with the horror thing and the Lady Gaga was in it? Come on now, what is it?
I don't do scary movies.
Oh, okay.
Even though I'm watching something called Castle Rock on Hulu.
Snap. Okay, well, you'll have to. Okay.
And they switched it up.
American Horror Story. That's the one with
the
directors. Don't they have like guest directors and things like that?
I guess if I give you the outline and I'm like, look, this is where you got to go. Now you can get there any kind of way.
Right. Because the producer is not the director unless they want to be. So
wow. So
I like that.
Yeah. You got anything else on entertainment? I'm gonna move into the national holiday. That's the best part of the show.
We should just go right into that because I can't ever wait. My breath is bated and it's held. So just go ahead.
Wow. Okay. Now, and also The thing about the national holiday, we have a sponsor.
Okay.
And the sponsor is the national holiday is brought to you by Cool Nerds Unite. Please check them out. It's a very interesting podcast with very knowledgeable hosts. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you enjoy fine podcast shows. So today's national holiday is Women Don't Get Mad at a Man's Pee on the Floor Day.
Oh.
Now, this is interesting. I support this because sometimes that one-eyed monster, it has a mind of its own, you know?
But it's guided by manipulation. Like you can direct it. Oh, but you're saying like the stream can split?
Oh, it can split and go all kind of places. I mean, you still need to clean yourself up
right.
and stuff like that.
I was just going to say, just because you pee in 3 streams don't mean you get to just leave it.
No, you ain't got to leave it.
Just because you got 3 streams of pee. I mean, I don't understand. And then, even if it's just 1 drop, it's worth the effort. Because if you leave 1 drop like on the actual seat, the next person who comes in is not going to clean up, unidentified pee droplets. So then they're going to do their best to pee without peeing on the seat and fail. So then you have a collection of unidentified anonymous pee piles.
You're right. I'm telling you, if most women went into
no one has time.
A men's restroom, they would not date men.
I love how you guys pee on the wall. I want to do that.
They're not peeing on the wall. I'm like, seriously, you got a urinal, and they still miss the urinal. It's pee all in the front.
So when you pee, does it have to like create elevation? Like does an angle? Like when you pee, do you not aim it right directly at what you want it to go into?
You may aim it, but it may go a different way. Pressure busts pipes.
Okay.
I always want to say that.
Well, you got your wish granted today. But so what about those urinals that are like round and they look like a buffet table?
Oh, you're talking about, when I go to the racetrack.
Oh, or any sporting event.
Yeah. Like I don't like those.
Because aren't you looking at everybody else's peeing wee-wee?
I am.
You're looking at their wee-wee too?
No, I'm not looking at it. I'm joking.
But how far do you have to pull it out to pee? Probably not very far, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's very...
obvious.
Yeah, those aren't politically correct urinals.
No.
Yeah,
that's like an invitation to meet me somewhere. Like I'm thinking you would just, if you want to, never mind.
But when you're at a racetrack and you got to go, you don't care.
Okay.
And that's this weird. Men, we can just be all open like that. Women have their own little. That's interesting. We ought to do a show.
That's because we have to take off more clothes for us to actually pee. You have to do more. You have to disrobe more. You have to expose more, and it takes a minute.
This is great. I've always wanted to have this conversation with you.
I know you have. I'm glad. See.
Now we went there. I can imagine where we're getting ready to go.
Oh my God! Yeah.
You ready to get into the subject?
I'm so ready. Yeah.
Now look, I'm gonna let it go now.
Nope. Let's do this thing, boy. I got you.
All right.
Okay. Oh, hi. So can your relationship survive a habitual flirt? That's today's topic, and we're about to get right into it.
Now, you can go first, or I can go first.
Well, since you have a soliloquy all prepared, go ahead. I want to hear it. I want to hear it out your mouth. Go ahead.
Okay. Speaking as a person who is a retired habitual flirt, I flirted because I honestly felt that I had the best sweet potato pie, and I wanted everybody to get a slice. If that makes sense. Do you get what I'm saying? Hello.
So you were being narcissistic.
Okay.
Is what that is what you're saying.
Now,
you just don't know that's what that was at the time.
I believe, most average good-looking men who are healthy and in shape, got a nice car, have medical benefits, I believe they flirt. They flirt. I do have a thing where I believe most men are whores. The ones that are not whores they're not whores because they have no one to be a whore with.
But okay.
Now, but flirting, it's a little different. I don't have to go to a person who goes the whole extra mile. I'm just talking about a person who flirts.
And you should probably define it then. And do you mean just like when somebody's giving your change back at the window, you hold onto their hand longer, or do you just mean you say things in double entendre speak?
I'll say the latter. Now I think it's different for women, and you can disagree with me.
Okay.
A lot of people feel that women flirt for validation.
Oh.
they like to see if they still have it, if they still got it, Now you tell me.
I don't think even if us still having it is never a question because we always know somebody going to be hollering from the produce section of some store. It does not matter. You could go out. I could smell like I could smell like burnt bacon and hot embers. I could have 2 rollers in the front of my head and a toothbrush sticking out of my nose. Somebody is going to say something from the meat counter when I'm going in there, just running there and get ice cream real quick. And they're going to say something. They're going to be like, hey, pretty lady, where you headed this time of night? What you doing? I'm just always going to be something. So I don't know about people who, if you don't get a lot of attention in general, maybe you do flirt outwardly and try to see what your gauge is. But I don't. I don't flirt with people I don't know is what I'm saying. And I don't intentionally flirt. I guess people always think I am because I'm always smiling, always talking or whatever. And they're like, oh my gosh, she must like me. And I'm like, how could this even be a thing? How could I even like you?
I never looked at you as a flirt.
Whatever.
I look at you as being a sweet person. Okay. She's a very nice person. I think
appreciate that.
From the day one that we met, I was like, okay, she's cool. Mm-hmm. We can just be straight up with each other. Yeah, I think that we always have. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to flirting, hey, I'll admit it. I flirt. I like,
Okay, so flirting, you're saying, is only a problem. Okay, so we're saying habitual flirt, and you're saying save a relationship because that's the topic of the show. So you're talking about flirting in relationship to being in one. So we don't go blind when we get married.
That's what I'm saying.
And so it's not like you forget that people still are attractive, nor are you no longer attracted. I mean, you're attracted to people, and that's not even your fault. However, you'll know the difference between flirting to get further and just flirting because in the current situation you're feeling an attraction to the person.
I think people would look at me as a harmless flirt.
Okay. I guess you have to give me an example, Darryl. And you have to be ready to confess that.
When a girl is going outside the office, where you going, girl? You go, girl.
Big head.
You know what I'm saying? We just being silly.
But like
people
what you're really saying in your head is, she's looking pretty nice today. Like you're noticing, and that's what prompts you to say anything, and so you keep it safe and kind of platonic-ish.
Well, here's
what else would say to her.
The point of what you said was, just because you get married, you don't go blind.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I had female friends before I was married. I have female friends now.
Right.
And but the whole flirting thing, no, I don't feel like I have any kind of self-esteem issues, but everybody likes to know that they still got it, I think.
Well, I think most people haven't even had a long enough life to feel like they would have lost it somewhere. And just people in general, social media, for instance, I mean, you have actual people on Instagram who consider themselves models because they get so many likes and views. And as a result, it perpetuates them to post more and post more and post more. Now, they're not even having real life conversations with most of these people, I would assume. However, the fact they're getting these likes and affirmation motivates them. So if they're looking for that from people they don't even know, which is still flirting, it's just a cyber version of it. It's just our technology allows us to now flirt through the internet, with people we don't even know. So you don't even have to have a work husband anymore. You don't have to flirt with the secretary when you walk in. Like, you can flirt with anybody. You don't have to lower your odds or lessen your odds by flirting with 1 or 2 people. You can increase them by flirting with the whole darn world. You don't even have to know who's flirting back. Because you'll see all the thirst trap pictures and all the comments below. Hey, slobbering emoji and whatever else. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is a thing, and people are motivated by that. So that's a whole thing.
Now, those are good points. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't want to flirt shame anybody.
Yeah.
But can your clothes flirt?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But for instance, I like to wear things that are kind of what I'm wearing today. It doesn't mean that I'm hoping to find somebody who's also attracted to women who wear fishnet stockings, and I'm wearing fishnet workout leggings. So now I don't need to find somebody who's equating the two. I didn't wear these to put ideas in anyone's head. I wore it because I like this type of fashion.
But you're working out. When I see you, true. I look at you as, okay, she's fit.
Okay.
And she's came from the gym or is going to the gym.
Correct.
And I will see other people, with certain clothing on them, kind of I know they want to show off what they got.
Obvious.
When I ride my bike, I like my jean shorts up high and with a cuff.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
I can't. Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever you think works.
Yeah.
Nobody's faulting, or putting any shame in your flirt game, but I'm not suggesting you'll get much tension with that, and you might get the wrong kind, but
That's true.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're seeking it, it's usually obvious to the person you're seeking it from, unless you're seeking it from people all the time. Like if you're constantly just like a thirsty sponge.
Interesting.
For attention. It's usually obvious to most people that that's what you're doing, is trying to reaffirm your gottedness.
So it's a self-esteem issue.
I would say, you don't have much else to offer. Maybe you're a horrible conversationalist. Maybe you're socially awkward, but if you wear these booty shorts, you'll get people to say, oh, hey, I like you. And to that, translated to your ears, it sounds like they're saying, you're a good person, because you don't hear it you don't get it from any other avenue. But as soon as you post a picture of your butt,
right.
People are like, wow, you're amazing. Don't get it. You're amazing at the workplace. Don't get you're amazing from your husband. Don't get you're amazing from your kids. But you can get you're amazing and maybe 1,000 likes on Instagram. So there you go.
Wow. Okay. So do you feel that because of flirting with the self-esteem issue?
Am I being recorded?
Well, yeah, you're going to be recorded. I mean,
I didn't know that. I'd have looked cute or something.
It could be happening because of something going on in your household, and you feel that you need to go out and get that kind of, what's the word? Affirmation?
Correct. That is the word. Yeah. Or maybe I mean, obviously, if you feel yourself gravitating towards someone or something, it's probably because it's something you're looking for, something you don't have. Maybe you never had it, and then you just decided, hey, I want to know what that feels like. So you go and do it. And it isn't necessarily malicious intent. It's not even like you're trying to cheat or have an affair. It's more that you are already telling yourself, I'm already married. I just want to experience different feelings that I'm currently not. So that must mean I need to go find someone to do that with. So that's what I think the flirting is. And usually it starts with, someone you see on a regular basis.
I'm going to start trying that. That's a good point.
Okay, I don't know if you should do that. I mean, it's kind of like you better have self-control. Because it can go far. Like as soon as you get too much attention, you'll be like, wait a minute. My wife never told me that.
Because I did. I mean, I got caught up in one thing once, where I was just being friendly,
That's an emotional thing.
And they was like, they was almost calling me like a punk or something. You know what I mean? It was like, you ain't going to do nothing. I was just joking around.
They were testing your,
women nowadays are very aggressive, So I had to show her I ain't no punk now.
Wait, you had to show her though? So we wasn't flirting no more?
I had to put it on the table, as they used to say back in the day.
Now, did you literally put something on the table?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, when was this? Please don't say 1972. I need this to be relevant.
Let me see. It was let me see.
I need this to be like in the last 5 years.
It was a long, long, long time ago. She had an iPhone 7.
That was 2 years ago.
What? Oh, my fault.
Wait, I had an iPhone 6 up till this February. So first of all, this could have been last week. I don't even know. I'm calling you all the way out.
I know. But I don't know. I mean, can your relationship survive a habitual flirt? I would like to say, hey, I've been married for 24 years. My wife knows me. I'm respectful. I don't litter. I don't smoke cigarettes.
You don't murder.
I don't murder. That's what I'm saying. So.
You're doing everything right.
Right. So if there's a harmless flirt here and there, I think, it's not a big deal. And I think your relationship can survive it if you have yourself together, if you can handle it. Now, some people can't handle it. It bothers them emotionally, especially if their spouse is being disrespectful, doing it in their face.
So you're saying I wouldn't be able to tolerate my husband flirting. I thought, so are you asking two questions? Are you asking the person who's flirting, or are you also asking the person who's being the flirt of flirt?
I'm saying the person who's in a relationship with a person who is a habitual flirt.
Okay.
It's almost, it can bother them. It can bring them, their spouse is trying to get their self-esteem higher, but it's actually making the person in a relationship with, it's lowering their self-esteem.
Okay.
Why are they flirting?
Well,
what about me?
Interestingly enough, I happen to know someone, and I just figured that out when you said that. And this person travels a lot for his job, but there's people that know him in his job and have, they wouldn't even assume he's married because of how hard in the paint he goes with the flirting. So in those cases, it almost is like he's having, separate relationships with people because he's not showing that same energy to his wife at all. Like, maybe he's going to say something to one of his coworkers that he hasn't said to his wife that maybe she wants to hear. So that's when a habitual flirt could be an issue. If she knows about it, then it becomes a point of contention, especially if he starts to deny it. But then there's like a trail of women who could verify that this happened. So, you're either flirting to get somewhere farther or you're not. And usually it's not even called flirting at that point. It's just pushing the envelope. It's you're already interested in someone.
No,
and so you take time to get there. It's not even flirting. So flirting is like, oh, I just happened to say this and she took it this way. And so then we had a banter. Flirting is not planting the seed and seeing how far it will grow. Flirting is not every day coming back to cultivate and add to what you said before. I don't know now. No, that's not flirting. That's cheating. See, guys, that's having an affair.
Guys out in the street, and I'm very familiar with the what's going on in the urban neighborhoods.
I'm sure you are. Yeah.
They say, hey, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna set some traps.
Okay.
And when you're setting traps, you're flirting and you're seeing what grows.
Okay. Well, I know that I'll use me as an example. I'm very social, and I've always been, and so my husband knew what he was getting into when he married me. However, that was a long time ago, and I had less, and the internet didn't exist also, and technology wasn't the same. But add technology to my personality, and then what I was doing, back then, fitness instructing, and I was teaching all over town, and, young, 26, 27. So you meet a lot of people quickly. Mm-hmm. And that's when we had all big gyms, like big name gyms. So it was like people that would come in and through all the time. And he'd be at the barbershop getting his hair cut. And dudes would be like, oh my gosh, Tina at Bally's and this and the other. He's like, well, that's my wife. And so it was weird for him. But then he was welcome to come to a class. I'd ask his ass to come to class all the time.
I've never met your husband.
But then, when he hears other people, it kind of sounds like, wait a minute, y'all getting time where you with me all the time, dude. I'm at work when I can't help what they're thinking I'm doing. I'm actually teaching. But they're seeing it as we're going to Tina's class and then we're going to talk to her after. And I'm not knowing what they're planning to do.
Well, like I said, I've never met your husband, but I have seen your husband, and he seemed like he's a together guy. Yeah. You have to be together to have you.
Man,
now, what
somebody between the two of us need to be together.
But see, what I would do if I was your husband, you'd have 5 kids first. Okay? Now, whatever body you can salvage after that, then that's fine.
He got me after 2. He begged for the 3rd one. Right when I was like cultivating a 6-pack, he come in there talking about, I want a son. I was like, listen, you got 2 minutes to make this son. And it better come on. It better come on a due date because spring break is the next day, and I can't be fooling with you. So
wow.
And it happened.
How many years have you been married?
25.
25, and I got 24
that's
coming
so
up.
many dang years. Like, I feel like it's too many years.
Yeah, that's a lot of years, and I'm there with you. You have to flirt.
But my initial point was, it doesn't matter whether I'm flirting or not. People always perceive me to be doing it. However, he knows my personality, so people are always asking him, "How do you handle her?" Like, doesn't this bother you? And he's like, that's just her. I mean, and I'm not even flirting. Like, people perceive it to be flirting because somehow being friendly, you can't just do that.
But I think having conversations and giving eye contact. That with. I think you tone it back with certain people.
I don't think I do.
Because you know that.
It depends on what we're discussing. Honestly, it does. And of course, I always feel like I don't know any strangers. So I'm right away pulling into people, like trying to understand what they're saying, engaging. That's really what it is. And it isn't even intentional sometimes. I just find myself, they'll say something, I'll end up asking a question. Next thing you know, it's a conversation. They didn't confided in me and I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, we're in deep now,
Right, because flirting can lay the foundation. It is a gateway drug to laying the foundation for an affair.
Okay, but the point is I don't see myself as flirting, whereas other people do, because then they'll say to my husband, Tina's always doing this and she's so this and that and the other thing. And he's like, is she? Because
yeah, I'm
not.
Yeah, I don't say that I flirt. I say I'm being silly. Oh, I'm just silly.
Yes. I've heard you say that before. So really, you were flirting.
Oh, nice.
Right, it's confessional.
My fault. I'm just saying.
It's a problem.
It's like,
obviously,
I'm silly.
I didn't know this, but now I get it.
Yeah, but
I'm flashing
silly.
Back.
You know me. I'm silly. And I know that there's a line. You know what I'm saying? But again, I am a harmless flirt.
Okay.
And I appreciate you giving, personal experience and sharing and everything, because if Carmen was here, she wouldn't have been saying nothing. And
I love that part.
As an entertainer, as a business owner, I mean, there's a line now. I mean, in flirting here, because you're meeting so many people, as you just said.
Yes, but they all know me consistently. Like, they know when I say or do something, I've always said and done things that way with everyone. So they get to witness that. I mean, they've witnessed it because some of them have known me for years, and some of them who've just met me, they would say the same thing if you ask them, is this who she is all the time? Yes, it is absolutely who I am all the time.
And I mean, I got to say, I have met some amazing men and women through the small group of this Full Circle Podcast Network, and you being one of them. I met some great people, very together, and all of them in their careers, I'm sure flirting is a topic that they can talk about. And, so it was great to have you on the show to discuss that,
Thanks.
Because it can be perceived different ways. I don't judge people because they flirt,
Of course. Absolutely.
Wow. So you want to move on to the next subject? You good on that?
I mean, yeah, I'm good, Darryl. I'm not sure if you got all the answers you wanted or felt like you expressed enough to our audience about it, but if so, then we'll move on.
Yeah, I just feel your relationship can survive, but you got to be careful.
Correct.
And one thing about me is I'm not perfect. I'm a great father. I am a great father. Okay. I love my children and they are the apple of my eye. I'm not the best husband. I'm like a C+ husband.
Like an 84%.
Yeah. And that's fine. That's passing.
That's a B. Yes.
That's passing.
I mean, you could be a 68 still.
You're right. But I want to be respectful, ain't nobody calling the house.
Right.
We don't have a house phone anymore.
Oh, well, then that took care of it. Maybe they are calling. They just
nobody
didn't
calling
know.
the house and hanging up.
They didn't know you got.
You know what I'm saying?
You got rid of the landline. Just didn't tell them.
Ain't nobody standing out in front of the house in a rain suit with an umbrella. You know what I mean? None of that kind of stuff.
Well, they did like they used to do in the 70s. Huh?
Yeah, I had to go back. I'm sorry. I had to go back. The whole KRS-One thing, I had to go back.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Well, all right. Well, then I feel like that topic has had its run. And yes, I would say your relationship can survive as well, as long as you recognize things for what they actually are and don't rationalize them.
All right. And thank you for doing the video. See, I would do the video, but I can't do it with these mush mouth lips. I just can't do it.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I didn't know I was doing a video. If you'd asked me, I'd have said no. But since you just whipped the camera out.
I had to. It's done. It's done.
Snap. Snappity snap.
Now, speaking of snaps, I'm going to get into the apology.
Okay.
And the Sane Poet apology is, I would like to apologize to this girl who was at the party who could not take pictures. Recently, I went to this party, and this girl was trying to take a picture of me and my friend, and it was the worst. She was the worst photographer. I was
like an actual camera?
I was like, she had an iPhone, and she's taking a picture down. When you take a picture, you're supposed to be eye level.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was dark. It was light. I was like,
was she in it?
No, she was trying to take the picture. I was
okay.
This is the worst.
All right.
We took like 8 pictures, and I couldn't use not one of them.
That girl.
I want to apologize to her and her bad photography skills.
So you want to apologize to her for what exactly? Did you call her names
she
behind her back?
Because she looked at me in a certain way when she's like, "Is this better?" I was like, "No." And she gave me this look like, you.
So you pierced her soul with those eyes, and she's like never going to be the same again.
But you know what, though? Taking a picture. Everybody can't take a picture. Have you seen these terrible pictures on Instagram, Facebook?
I have seen.
It's like, so you thought that this was a good looking picture.
Right, exactly. I mean, even not edited, like before you even begin to edit a picture, it still needs to be basically have structure. It needs to be clear. And have a subject in the picture. Don't be having like, you're supposed to be your family, but we only get the ear of the one person and the elbow of the other.
Right, and I understand every picture can't be perfect. I do understand that.
Right, but I mean, having focus is very imperative to,
that's what I'm talking
about.
Good
picture's quality is. Like,
I want to apologize to the people who don't know what focus is.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, they're winning in other ways, I'm sure.
Wow, I guess so.
Leave them away from my picture taking though, because I'm one take and I'm done. Hopefully it's right. Post it if you need to. Add a little mouse ear if you need to, another cat nose.
I know. I want that. I want to. Where do you go to get the little noses and whiskers?
I hate those filters. It's dark skinned folks with eyes like mine and skin lighter than mine.
I want to be a panda.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, I want to be. Yeah,
I'm
you
joking.
should then. Let me look that up. Let me Google this. I want to see this too.
Now, would you be so kind as to we have the Erica's Fitness Minute?
Yeah.
But for today, let's turn it to Tina's Fitness Minute.
Okay. Well,
now we have a sponsor for that section.
I should probably go ahead
and if you take care of that whole section, that would be awesome, because we have to,
So there's a format, guys, and since I'm a guest, I'm being reminded. So Giovanna Bourdreau, who is a blogger and the founder of Fit Thick Girls, is sponsoring our Erica's Fitness Minute segment, which today is Tina's Fitness Minute. So those of you looking for encouragement while getting fit and like to purchase some really cool clothing while working out, please visit Giovanna at www.fitthickgirls.com, as well as on all major social media sites.
Now, what question, as a fitness instructor, as the owner of Box House, give me one question that you are asked a lot that you could give to answer for our audience.
How do I lose weight from my midsection? I get that non-stop. I've been getting that for 21 years. It's never changed. No, most people don't think they're overweight unless they have belly fat. They don't. Otherwise, they're pretty happy. But as soon as that belly starts to grow or change, their waist begins to widen or whatever, then they begin to see or say to themselves, okay, I got to do something. Till then, you could have a flat stomach, jacked up thighs, and like a horrible shoulders and no muscle tone anywhere else. You're fine. As soon as that belly starts getting out of control, you're like, my belly's out of control. Now my whole life is out of control. So usually fat, which is beneath the skin and in the muscles, can only be decreased either by burning it, and that's through, metabolic burn, taking food and converting it to energy more often than you're taking food in and storing it, or it's by watching what you're eating in the first place. So fat is really stored sugar that hasn't been burned up. The best thing to do is either watch your intake of certain things like sugar, more importantly than fat, actually, because you can eat fat and be fine. You eat sugar and it turns to fat because the body can't metabolize that fast. It metabolizes carbohydrates. It's looking for sugar, quick things to burn. Muscles are made of water, and then there's a little bit of carbohydrate floating around in them. Then there's carbohydrate floating around in the bloodstream. That's what gets burned up when you start to exercise first, and it's easy because it's readily available. Fat is buried way down, deep and down. So you'd have to work out more consistently, more vigorously every day to get to the fat that's going to burn your belly fat. But boxing, in contrast, works the core. It uses all the muscles of the core, which is everything between the knee and the neck, to get your weaker muscles stronger. In doing so, it focuses right there on your midsection. You are constantly pulled in and engaged. Those muscles are retrained to believe that they actually have a function. So there's lazy parts of the ab muscle. We won't go into detail. But they get pulled into action.
I want to ask you about Box House. I mean, what exactly happens there?
So we box to the beat, basically. It's a choreographed, instructor-led. Not necessarily choreographed. We can change whatever we want, but we have several different formats, and we're open 7 days a week. And since I'm a personal trainer, or used to be more often, I decided to bring that back into my life in the form of group fitness. So every day we have a different modality, and we have 24 bags there, and each person gets one. And it's dark. There's LED lighting. It's kind of like cycling studio meets boxing studio. We're not hitting each other. We have concert speakers and loud music. And we're also focusing on different things every day. Today we did Tabata box. So we worked 40 seconds on the bag and then 20 seconds off. And we did that 3 times. And each one of those is a round. So say, for instance, we did jab, power, hook, jump down, do mountain climbers for 20 seconds, jump back up, do that 2 more times. That's round 1. Next thing we might do is a hook, upper on the bag, which is 3, 4, 5s, and 6s, and then jump down, do plank jack, jump back up, do that 3 times. That's round 2. It could be anything that you want to do for a whole 45 minutes. So today, Tabata box. And the class is never the same twice, even if I teach all of 3 of them, which I'm not today, but then the next day is going to be something that complements the day before. So yeah.
Now how does a person reach you to be able to,
well, because there's 24 bags, we want to make sure that we don't have 25 people showing up.
Okay.
So we have an app, and Box House phonetically is BXHS, and that is our trademark, our hashtag. That is how we communicate and navigate social media, is through BXHS, our hashtag. It's also imprinted on our clothing. It's imprinted on our wall, but it's just the easy way to find us without having to spell the whole word out. That is the name of the app. It can be downloaded in Google Play or in the App Store, and all you have to do is insert a little bit of information. You can see our schedule there. Once you pay for any pass, whether it's a $10 drop-in or, you can do 40 days for $40, which is really 6 weeks. Then you can schedule classes all the way out 40 days. or if you have a drop-in, you can pick which day you want to use it. Can't come, just cancel, and your money doesn't get spent. It stays there until you use it. But that's how we do everything through the app to avoid having duplicitous people showing up for the bags when we only have 24. So
wow.
To maintain the integrity.
That is awesome. I would love to join you at Box House, but I'm already physically fit.
Yeah, well, somebody like you probably doesn't need anything. I eat
mint chocolate chip ice cream and Ruffles every night.
Well, you're getting those carbs. That's good. So that's going to get you through part of the workout. But then you're going to see that you're going to actually dig deeper into those fat stores because we do work in the 65 to 85% range and also the 55 to 70% target heart rate zone, which is the fat burning zone quite often. So even though you think you're fit, you might become more fit and surprise yourself.
That is true. Mm-hmm. I mean, where'd you get all that rage coming from? My
yeah,
fault.
Did you see it well enough?
But I'm going to ask you a question on this. Mm-hmm. And I know this is a fitness minute, but I really want to get into this. Some people, for lack of a better word, have good genes.
Yeah, I believe that.
I can, I'm saying my family, a lot of my family, they're lean people, and they eat anything that they want.
Ooh,
and they're still slim.
Okay.
Where I have people who I know jog every day, they work out, they do this, and if they have a piece
body
of
type.
A brownie, you know what I'm saying?
Body type is just not friendly to it.
It's like, wow, and I was watching this news show called Love Is on OWN, and there's this instructor, and she went and got liposuction because she's like, look, I have to look a certain way for people to come to. It was kind of deep. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Oh, definitely. I mean, you see any athletic organization, a lot of those people have also had things done. It's just kind of how you want to be perceived. You work hard and it doesn't seem to show. So you're like, okay, I deserve to go and modify what isn't being changed because I'm working super hard. That's how I rationalize making the change, like intervening in the change physically. And it is a mental struggle for people because they were coming to me, like, we've only been open 3 months, and they were like, well, I'm not losing weight, I'm not doing this. And I said, I never promised you any of that. I promised you come here and you'll get stronger from the inside for sure first. Then you'll start seeing the changes. Well, lo and behold, now everybody's losing 25 pounds and 30 pounds all over the place. But that was never what I promised you. I already knew boxing was going to take care of all of it. But looking a certain way, people expect that to be the first, like they expect a drastic change almost. And you're right. We are caught up on the physical to measure our progress. Like we think if we don't look a certain way, we're not working hard enough. We also think we can't sell things to people if we don't look a certain way. And as the instructor and the owner, I wasn't that in shape when I opened Box House. I hadn't worked out in almost 6-7 months. So, and that was due to a lot of factors. One was just opening and construction management, but just being so busy and still trying to work a full-time job kept me from being able to focus on myself that way. So when I opened Box House, I really was 21 pounds heavier than I am now. And by teaching, I didn't have a goal. I was like, it's my gym. They're going to do what I say because I know what I'm talking about. So I trusted in that. I didn't care how I look.
Now, do you have other instructors 21 years,
there? I don't care. You either like what I'm trying to say or you understand and want to do it or you don't. But if my appearance gets in the way of you focusing on what you can change and transform based on what I'm promising you, which is you're going to have fun, you're going to work your body a different way, it's going to take care and take itself to where it should naturally be physically, then just do it. Don't sign on because of how I look. So do what I say and do what I do, but don't judge me for how I look doing it.
Wow.
now I'm not ready.
Do you have other instructors there?
I do have other instructors. We have Rance. He's our male instructor, and people love Rance. He's super, you would think he's that guy who's going to get up and be Mr. Drill Sergeant, but he's not. He's up there super gentle and soft-spoken, and everybody loves him. And then we have Michelle, who's, she's extremely proficient in the yoga principles and all things flow, and so we use her to teach our hybrid classes, and she also teaches some regular classes. She's also a certified personal trainer as well, and She's been teaching for some time. And then we're mentoring instructors right now too, so that's always fun, having people who are interested in being a part of Box House and teaching them or giving them the tools so that they can become proficient up front.
That is fantastic.
And they've been boxing alongside everybody else, so people support them. They're looking forward to seeing them make the transition from, fellow boxer to instructor.
I'm going to have to come up there and put my face to the window.
I think you should come in and just check it out. It's pretty cool.
All right. I mean, I don't know what kind of music. Do you play like Barry Manilow and different things like that?
Only if it's mixed with like Fetty Wap or something.
Oh, okay.
I'd probably do that mashup.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, what you got going on for the weekend as we get to the conclusion of the show?
What weekend is it? I'm not really sure. I was asked to be in some health fair, but I think it's outside and I think it's going to rain, so I'm going to pretend that my dog got sick. My dog I don't have. Remember Pugsley? I'm going to pretend that Pugsley is ill. maybe not participate in this. But other than that, no, my weekends are pretty free until my daughter starts dancing again. Then my life is a mess. But Box House is open and I do teach, so I know I'll be there in the mornings.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Cleveland because the school that I went to the 11th grade, John Marshall, is having a picnic. Okay. So I'm going to go there, and they're having it at the shelter where I used to ride my bike when I was in Cleveland.
Okay.
So I'm going to put on my jean shorts, and I'm going to ride to the park. So all the girls are going to be like, oh, my God, Darryl is so fit. Look at him. He rode his bike here.
But they won't think you're mentally fit. They're going to think something's wrong if you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
But I'm going to go there and try to set some traps.
Oh, snap. Okay. All right. You let me know how that goes. And then we can come back and discuss this topic again.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm going to look forward to that. We want to thank everyone for helping us achieve over 800 likes on our Facebook page and over 200 subscribers on our YouTube channel. We also want to thank people for sharing our posts with their family and friends. And also, people who, subscribe to us. Also, if you give us a review on iTunes, 4 or 5 review, we'll announce you on the show. Excuse me. Also, don't forget to check out Three Kings Clothing. You can always visit us at fullcirclepodcastshow.com, and all of our info is there, including ordering my book and Carmen's CD. You can also email us at fullcirclepodcastshow@gmail.com for questions, comments, or if you want to be a guest on the show or a sponsor, to sponsor an episode. So don't forget to check us out at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. Thanks. And remember, take a stand for something. You have an opinion, use it. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Crime.
Let's get it together.
Education.
Let's get it together.
Marriage.
Let's get it together.
Politics.
Let's get it together. Full circle.
Poverty.
Let's get it together.
Race.
Let's get it together. Full circle.